This is a revolution.
All Elite
Wrestling squeeze is settled.
I want a match that is
Wonderful.
Bubbly. A paradigm shift.
You wanna kick my friend in his dick?
12,000 tickets sold in just 4 minutes.
The All Elite best tag team division in the world.
Not the Dippin' Dots! The damn Dippin' Dots didn't do anything to anybody!
What's up, and welcome to episode number 14 of the All Elite Hour. My name is Brian with Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, and if you haven't done it yet, go subscribe to Marked Out Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. We're on iHeartRadio or iHeartMedia. I love radio. I love media. I always get it mixed up. iHeartMedia. That's what it is. Go to iHeartMedia, and you can listen to this anywhere. You can listen to this there. You can listen to this on Podbean as well. This is also streaming on our YouTube channel. Basically, any podcast provider that you could think of, we're probably on there. And this show is also brought to you by the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. It is the best source for everything All Elite. You get original content such as this show. You also get talent spotlights. We do a wholesome Sunday post for just anything kind of feel good for wrestling. And sometimes it's not even wrestling related at all. There's really no fucking trolls in there. The admin team does a phenomenal job about making sure that trolls stay the fuck away. And it's a group for everyone. It's a group for any level of wrestling fan. If you are just starting out with AEW, or if you've been following a lot of the talent on the indies or in other promotions for years. This is for everybody. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. And when I say us, I'm talking about Kyle and MJ from the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. We have a fun discussion about everything that happened on this past Dynamite and everything leading up to what's happening for the show coming up this week with all the states kind of reopening, and so we'll see how it goes. I know they're not going to have as many people in attendance. I think they said it's going to be about 20% capacity of what the crowd could be. But it'll definitely be interesting to see how things go in these next few weeks, especially because we have Double or Nothing coming up in a few weeks too. But before we get to the conversation with myself, Kyle, and MJ, this is Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th be with you, or something, I don't know. And because we love May 4th and Star Wars Day so much, we are releasing a special t-shirt on markedoutgear.com exclusively, and this is only going to be available until Friday, May 8th at midnight. So pick yours up now at markedoutgear.com for your Star Wars MOWP mashup t-shirt. I don't know if I could say Star Wars. I guess what's like the Kirkland brand of Star Wars? Would that be like, I don't know, Galaxy Battles? I don't know. That sounds like Battlestar Galactica. So that's a fucking ripoff right there. I don't know. This is why I don't watch this shit. My nerdom goes into pro wrestling. I don't have enough capacity for other things like sci-fi and Star Wars. So I'm one of those people. I'm one of those that I haven't seen any Star Wars. I haven't really... I mean, it's like, I feel like I know the story, you know? I know Luke gets his fucking arm cut off. Sorry, spoiler alert. I don't know if it's whatever. But I know he gets his arm cut off. Fucking Darth Vader is his father. Leia, I think they're like brother, sister or something. And then there's Jar Jar Binks, who apparently everyone fucking heals. They hate him. I don't know why. The guy looks fucking fun. He looks like he looks like he can have a good time on a Friday. Have some fucking drinks or something. Happy hour. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. Let's just get to it. Enjoy the conversation with myself, Kyle, and MJ. Gentlemen, what's going on? Kyle, how are you, bud?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Fan-fucking-tastic. And, of course, we've got MJ joining us on the line as well. MJ, how are you, my friend?
Scoo-doo, bro.
Scoo-doo?
Yep.
Scoo-doo.
Scoo-doo.
Of course, this show is brought to you by the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group, which all of us are a part of collectively. It's a great source for news, rumors. You get some headlines. You also get links to some previous matches from a lot of the AEW stars. You get links to just anything All Elite. You can find it in this Facebook group. So go join. And also, if you're listening to this podcast, please subscribe to Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. You can do that on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Podbean, anywhere. Just go search Marked Out Wrestling Podcast so you can get alerts for when this show drops and any of the other Monday and Wednesday night shows that we have going on. But this show specifically, this is the All Elite Hour. This is AEH. So we're going to talk everything Dynamite. We're going to talk about the results from the TNT tournament that we had. We had the two matches. We had Cody and Darby, and then we, of course, we had Lance Archer going against Dustin Rhodes. So, I mean, just MJ, I want to just I want to pick your brain right off the bat. Let's talk about the Darby and Cody match. Did that pique your interest? Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the things that I know that is one of the major talking points. Now, if you guys watched this, we're assuming that you guys watched this, but if you saw the match, you saw that there was an interesting spot with Brandy involved and a certain water bottle. And how did you feel about the whole thing? I know you were saying off the air that you felt that it felt strange, but what was your takeaway from that?
It feels like it's really hard to talk about because you haven't really seen this type of match there yet. You know, it's their fourth match. A lot of strange things happen, as in the water bottle coming out after we clearly see Cody run Darby into Brandy. So her coming back out, you know, selling what happened to her and giving him a water bottle that he can just sip.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It felt forced.
It's just weird because it was all for just Darby smashing a water bottle over his head. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, when was the last time that you saw someone come out like, and you know me, I love AEW, I love everything that they do, but when was the last time you saw someone come out like mid-match with a water bottle? Like it felt really strange. You don't ever really see that. Kyle, what about you? What were your thoughts about the whole situation?
I really didn't understand what they're trying to what they're trying to do with that spot at all.
Now, do you think that this could be potentially planting the seeds of some sort of rift between Cody and Brandy?
I hope not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They're just better. They're just better on screen together. It wouldn't make sense to split them up.
Well, I'm with you on that, just because of the whole thing. Now, if this were the 80s, yeah, sure, fine. But you know, we all know that they're a fucking thing, and they don't. It's not like it's a secret. Like that's why the whole like Lana and Rusev thing from WWE that drove me nuts, because it's like, all right, we fucking know that like they're always together. We know like we can only suspend so much disbelief or whatever, you know. So I'm kind of with you on that. But to be honest, I feel like that's kind of where they're going. There were a few times throughout this episode that we'll get to where I feel like Cody was potentially turning some sort of character. You know, he was going down a different route. He wasn't going down that babyface route that we've been seeing this whole, you know, this American Nightmare Cody version that we've been seeing in AEW for so long. But going back to this match, though, the Darby and Cody, I thought it was a really good match itself. I was a little disappointed, though, you know, outside of the whole weird thing with Brandy and Cody and the water bottle. I was a little disappointed with the roll up that, you know, Cody just kind of won on a fluke, and I understand that now it's kind of, you know, that elevates Darby a little bit, just because, you know, he had the upper hand at that point. Cody just used a veteran move to kind of just use his momentum and shift the pin onto Darby. But Kyle, did you like that finish? Did you think Cody should have been a little bit more dominant in the end, or what were your thoughts?
I was really confused. Because I thought Darby had won, but then it took me. I had to go back and so I saw the replay and I was like, wait a minute, Darby's shoulders are down.
Oh, so you didn't see him do the backslide?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so that's kind of weird. I don't know. Did it kind of make Darby look, dumb for not knowing that his shoulders were down?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But I guess it was a way to protect Darby.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a straight up Cody crossroads them and won.
Right.
But it was also weird seeing Cody do the coffin drop. That was pretty interesting. And Darby did the crossroads and everything.
Yeah, that was a little weird. What did you think about that, MJ?
This is the first match in this tournament that's a face versus face. So I think in this high stakes match, it's kind of hard to shift a face momentum on someone that's already face or a heel facing. You know what I mean? It's
right.
I think that's why it made it so weird. And plus, it made it so weird that this was the fourth match that they've had, and AEW's building the storyline of Darby needs to beat Cody. It needs to happen. I knew Darby wasn't going to win, but
this is their third match.
I think Darby should have won. This is their what? The third match?
Yeah, that was their third match.
The third match then, yes. Okay, the third match. So, as I was saying, did I know Darby was going to win? No. Did I want him to win? Well, yeah, I wanted to win. I understand that we're through this quarantine pandemic and everything needs to get switched around. But that match, and another thing is, I thought that match was going to be last.
Me too.
I didn't think it was going to be at the top of the show at all.
Well, I guess that just goes to show you, I guess, how much they have invested in Archer. I guess they're trying to get him over.
And that's too, and all through the show, I'm like, man, this match better be good at the end, man. This match better be, what I think it was going to be, and it didn't end up being what I thought it was going to be. So.
Well, that's not a bad thing, right? I mean,
it's not. I'm just waiting to talk about it until we get to the match.
yeah, for sure. Well, so I mean, the whole thing now that sets up half of the finals. We got Cody moving on with a little bit, there is a little bit of question as to how him and Brandy are going to kind of function moving forward. Because it does seem like they're planting a little bit of seeds that there is some friction, but I guess we'll see what happens next week. And it should be noted too, we were talking about this off air that and it's no secret that next week we are going to be getting live episodes of Dynamite. They're going to be taping live. Of course, there's not going to be any kind of audience or anything. I'm assuming, Kyle, do you have any idea they're going to be doing the same thing as far as having just extra talent on the sides, just as the kind of the audience noise, correct?
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Is this the only Dynamite that's going to be live?
Yeah, this and Double or Nothing.
Okay.
So it's there's only 2 weeks from Double or Nothing? No, Double or Nothing is at the end of May. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
May 23rd.
Yeah,
so
May 23rd.
Is this the thing, is that they're going to, for this live, are they going to tape more episodes after this live until?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, they'll probably, they'll see how this one goes. And, honestly, they're not really the ones that dictate it. It's really kind of like, as far as if the whole pandemic, if that's decreasing, like if we see any kind of like second wave, or if we see like a spike in the numbers and things keep going on the incline, I could see them pulling the plug out and just being like, you know what, we're not going to live. We tried it, but. That's why I don't know. For me, like, it's like, okay, they're announcing Double or Nothing is at the end of May, but it's like, fucking, let's see what happens next week. I don't know. That's just me because I'm just a cautious individual. That's just me. But I don't know. Moving on. All right, here's one I wanted to ask you guys. This is during the MJF promo. Of course, we didn't get any kind of MJF wrestling match during this show, but we got a little bit of a promo. And as you fellas know, I am from Long Island, so is MJF. Did you happen to see the where he was at the Rat's estate, Max's Rat estate?
No.
Okay, I'll spell it out for you, and MJ, I'm going to go to you first. I want to see if you can pronounce this word, because on Long Island, I don't know if you guys are familiar, a lot of the towns are named after Indian tribes. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ohio. Same with Ohio.
Okay. Oh, so you might be familiar. Okay, ready? Here we go. Massapequa.
Machu Picchu. Sorry.
Close. Not really.
Machu Picchu.
Massapequa.
Massapequa.
And I got to say, it popped me because I lived in the town right next door, Farmingdale, for a little bit. So I don't know. It was just a nice little surprise. I'm like, oh wow, okay. He didn't expect to see that. That's all. But what did you think of the promo? I mean, it was just more or less of him just kind of just saying that he's getting better from his hangnail. He's feeling better, and they did announce that he's going to be there next week when things go live. But Kyle, he didn't announce like any kind of opponent for him, did they?
For
MJF.
No.
Interesting. Because he right now he doesn't really have any kind of foil. He has no feud going on or nothing. I don't know. Well, anything else that you guys want to add to the MJF promo? MJ, anything that you wanted to share?
He's a clown.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. He's just a clown, man. It's hangnail. Come on.
Right. And speaking of MJF, his other boy in his suit, Wardlow, he fucking destroyed. It was a squash. I mean, it was if you turned around and fucking made popcorn, it would be over by the end of the fucking when it was ready. He beat someone. His name is Musa. I have no idea. I've never seen any of his matches before. Are you familiar with him, Kyle?
No.
No. All right. I mean, we got this was not really much to talk about. You see him hit the F10, and that was that.
Favorite move.
What's that?
That's my favorite AEW move right now.
The F10?
Yep.
I thought it was the other one. I thought you said you liked the one where he puts him up on the top corner, then pulls him down for the knee.
I think that was Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, you like that one?
Yeah.
Does he have a name for that one? Does anybody know?
Not that I'm aware of.
God damn it. It needs to be something with like Mayhem. The Mayhem. I don't know. We'll have to come up with something.
And that's really weird they call him Mr. Mayhem, because that's what's that dude's name? There's a UFC fighter that holds that name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mayhem Miller. That's his name. Got his first name.
All right. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Not that big of a UFC fan over here. Kyle, do you watch UFC?
I do not.
You ever seen the show Bully Beat Down on MTV back in the day?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The main guy, that's Mayhem Miller.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. Wow, I haven't thought about him in fucking...
Wow, the youngins teaching the fucking oldies what's up.
Probably since that show, actually. Yeah, holy shit. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about next? I mean, there was a few different fucking... There was a bunch of good matches last night. There were a few different good promo segments. Kyle, what's on your brain?
Let's talk about how awesome the Jimmy Havoc and Kip and Best Friends match was.
Oh, yeah.
Let's. Yes.
There was a little bit of confusion in that match, but...
Why?
Let that slide.
I love how
Kip and Havoc were tagging each other in.
That was hilarious.
Did they mean to do that, or?
I think they were just doing it as jokingly, because Kip was like giving the ref a thumbs up every time he tagged Jimmy in.
I just want to say how unsafe this whole match was, and that made it better.
Yeah. I wonder how it was doing this though. Like we've seen street fights and empty arena matches, but this one was like truly a hard, it was a hardcore match. It was like they were using fucking weapons and stuff and
chairs galore.
Right. I mean, it's just kudos to them, like to be able to do that. I don't know, and I don't know if it's easier or harder. I would imagine it's harder to be able to do things like that because there is a lot more, risk that you take when you include like stuff like that, like foreign objects, quote unquote.
And
But
I'm concerned about Orange Cassidy.
why?
When Havoc threw that chair at his head, man. Oh my Jesus Lord! That whole chair just went boom.
He sold the shit out of that.
I'm knocked out, man. Havoc was crazy. I'm surprised. I made a post that said expect staples.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? No staples.
Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like, they can't get like the Moxley and Omega. They can't get like that level of hardcore, especially like right now.
I did forget. They told him that he couldn't use that stapler anymore.
Oh, like flat out?
Yeah, remember that? They told him if he uses it again that he gets suspended or something.
He gets a $10,000 fine every time he uses it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So that's maybe why he didn't use it.
He should bring out a briefcase that has $10,000. It could be a gimmick, and then fucking just hand it over to I don't know, whoever's ringside, and then bring a stapler, and then just do it. That would fucking.
He done that before, not exactly that, but like on Dark before, when they told him that he was going to get fined if you keep doing it. He ended up stapling money to somebody and said, here's my next payment for the next time I use it.
That's great. That's awesome.
But Kip Sabian also, he's a very good seller. I really love how he sells double team moves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one move that the best friends do where he does the stomp and then it's sleeper plex? I don't care what anyone calls it. What is that called?
The dragon? No, it's not a dragon suplex.
It's when Trent has him in the plex, and then Chuck goes down for that big leg thing, and then after he does the leg thing, he superplexes him back.
Yeah, I don't know what the move it's called. Where the one that Chuck does, it's a weird one where he has his arm right and he puts his foot up and hits him in the face or whatever, and he falls on his back. Yeah, I don't know what he calls it, but
in the ending of the match, perfect.
Dude, I love that best friends. They're getting a little bit of they're getting some love. They're definitely getting some love.
Yep.
I mean,
whatever that move that Chuck did to Havoc, that was.
Dude, that double team move where Kip would kick one of them and Havoc would poke him in the eye. That was
yeah. Oh, and by the way, Chuck calls it the awful waffle onto chairs. The awful waffle. Oh, you fucking call me an old guy. Do you know what that's from?
I don't.
Do you know what it's from, Kyle?
I do not.
Oh my god. Do you remember the Nickelodeon show Salute Your Shorts?
Oh, I'm not that old.
Oh man, I am fucking old. Yes. So, oh my god, you guys don't know Salute Your Shorts?
Nope.
Oh my god. All right, this is no longer a fucking AEW podcast. This is a Salute Your Shorts podcast. Yo, you guys have to. I'm gonna send you some clips, and that is where this name derives from. That's phenomenal. Holy shit. Anyway, what do you guys think about the whole? Kyle, you mentioned that Sabian and Havoc are going to be formerly, I guess, teaming up, and Penelope. We can't forget about Penelope.
Yeah, they're entering the tag division, and they're going by Super Bad Death Squad.
You like it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have they teamed before AEW?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have, Kyle. Progress?
I don't think Kip was in Progress.
He wasn't? You sure?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't recall him.
It might be ICW.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess they're going to be in the tag division. I guess hopefully, I don't know, maybe in some capacity we can see some sort of like see Penelope get in the mix. And I know they're not like traditional trios, and I who knows if we'll ever see like mixed trios. We'll see it on the Jericho Cruise.
Mixed. Oh no, just trios.
Oh, okay. Well,
I miss Death Triangle.
Yeah, so do I, man.
Oh, I miss Pac.
I
miss Pac more than anything.
I miss Pentagon.
Dude, I'm excited. Speaking of Pac, I ordered the AEW mystery grab bag for $10, and everybody that's been posting theirs, I've got Pac's shirt.
Dude,
No,
what
really?
If it's Pac versus Mox?
So I'm hoping to get that. What?
What if it's Pac versus Mox?
Pac's already lost to Mox twice, or no once.
Yeah, but not for a title.
Yeah, that's true. But he's not gonna win.
Well, I know that.
They're not gonna take the belt off Mox for a while.
Oh man, but if Pac was the champion in Death Triangle,
Yeah.
and then Lucha Brothers were the tag team champions.
I thought it would be. Me and my friend was talking the other day. We thought it would be hilarious if, just as a joke, AEW just keeps putting the titles on ex WWE people. Just,
Oh my god.
Just to piss people off.
Oh my god. I don't think that would be smart, but I would appreciate the humor of it. That would be funny, but no.
You're just like Mox. Jericho had it. Mox gets it, and then like Pac gets it, and then like Matt Hardy wins it.
Right.
Just
Hands it off to Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder.
somebody, Brody Lee wins it.
Right. Oh my god. Well, speaking of, who are you just talking about? You just rattled off a name that sparked my.
Brody Lee.
No, not Brody Lee. Well, I guess we can talk about Brody Lee. We haven't talked about him. He had his little squash match with Marco.
He killed Marco.
Poor Marco, bro. And like him in the ring with Brody, like it really goes to show you how big Brody Lee is, and how I'll just say how big Brody Lee is.
That was another strange match of the night too.
Speaking of that match,
Yeah.
did y'all hear the shade Jericho threw at WWE?
No.
Yes. You tell him, Kyle.
What Brody was in the ring, Jericho in commentary said, Mr. Brody Lee's Mr. Brody Lee is eloquent. He's not a stupid Southerner.
Oh no.
And isn't it weird how they're calling him Mr. Brody Lee now?
Well, that's a complete dig at.
That's complete.
Yeah, Mr.
Well, this is another weird match too for me of the night, because of all the matches that Brody Lee has done, I don't think he's ever let anyone get counted out. And he was going to let Marco get counted out.
Yeah, but he didn't though.
But okay, just because he came back in at 9, he was going to let Marco get counted out. Like he didn't want to decimate him or something. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like he was taking pity on him.
But Brody Lee taking pity?
I mean, he's just there to get the victory. He don't care how he gets it.
I don't know. I think that was a little. I think we should pay attention to that.
Well, I mean, he's. Well, actually, I guess where are his Luchasaurus? I guess he's on the West Coast, so he's not going to be here.
He's in Cali.
Yeah, and I guess so is Jungle Boy. Well, Jungle Boy is in the jungle. He's in the jungle, so yeah. Well, forget trying to travel right now from the jungle.
California jungle.
Forget it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man. That is an interesting theory, MJ, that you have there, because when have we? I mean, I know the sample size is very small, but when have we seen Mr. Brody Lee kind of take like sympathy or pity on an opponent? Usually he just tears through him.
I'm just coming off of the past weeks of him being so harsh on his own Dark Order and everything, and all of a sudden he's just going to let little Marco get a count out? It's just very weird.
Yeah.
I think we'll eventually see Evil Uno versus Brody Lee, because they've kind of done like a slow build on Twitter with it.
I like Uno a lot.
They've been doing like this whole where Evil Uno will like tell Brody, like honestly, you don't even need a calendar anymore. Just subscribe to Evil Uno's tweets and he'll tell you every day. But like he's been doing that on Twitter, and like there's times where Brody will be like, will kind of be an asshole towards him. Like there was a time where he didn't put Mr. and so Brody Lee like retweeted him and said it's Mr. Brody Lee. And then there was one time where like he told him the time, but it was like later on, and Brody Lee like retweeted him and told him thanks, but you should have told me this earlier.
Oh no.
So like they're doing this slow, like he's kind of being letting power go to his head.
Right. Do you think that we'll eventually see, like, do you think this will just be kind of Brody putting Uno in his place, or do you think that this will lead to, like, him fully, like, just, like, destroying Uno and then potentially maybe kicking him out of the Dark Order? What do you think, Kyle?
I think it could be that. I could see Brody like bringing in his own people, because he's already got Alex Reynolds and John Silver, and then he's got Preston Vance. Now, I could see them eventually kicking out Uno and Grayson out of Dark Order, and then it like for them to turn face and go back to their old gimmick or something similar.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't hate that, actually. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting situation, having like a power struggle.
I mean, what would be pretty cool is that, have Brody and Uno in a match for leader of Dark Order.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I think is eventually going to happen.
Right. And then I wonder what happens with Stu. I wonder if he would be like, does he turn on Uno? Does he go with Brody? I don't know. That would be interesting. Well,
what about that Britt Baker promo?
Exactly.
Fucking great, man. I look forward to her stuff like almost every week now.
I look forward to her promos, not her matches.
Just a couple of months ago, I was like, I didn't care to see her on the TV.
Mm-hmm. I hate saying that people benefited from any of this, like, being the whole stay-at-home order and pandemic. But I mean, if anything, as far as like character-wise, if anyone's progressed, or if someone's like that, I feel like has done a lot better going into this whole thing. I feel like she's fucking like done so much for her character, especially after last night. Just her acting like a complete asshole, and still, like, I think they also they have a finger on the fucking. They know the spot. They know Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone are fucking gold when you have Britt just running him down. But MJ, what did you think about the promo? I mean, like, I know you said that you're not so much a fan of Britt Baker, of her matches thus far, but you like her character, is what you're saying.
I like her character as in being an asshole.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I just can't back her, man. It's just not. It's not there.
Yeah.
For me, it's not there.
Dude, her match with Sheeta was great.
It was?
Well, yeah, because, you're working with someone else, but her leading a match just doesn't.
Right.
But she has vastly improved.
She has
her
vastly
matches
improved.
that she's had recently, it hasn't been where I'm like, oh God, I don't want to see Britt Baker wrestle again.
Right. And there was another spot too. I forget which match it was, but when she was on the outside, she had another where she pulled off her heel, and she did a whole other, like, I feel like they're trying to do that every single one of these episodes.
Yep.
Do you remember which match it was? Because I'm fucking drawing a blank right now.
Oh,
She was on the outside, but
it was Cody versus Spears.
right. Thank you. Yes. I don't know, man. I mean, dude, after all this stuff is over, I'm just excited to see her get back. And, well, I'm just excited for all of us to get back and get back to some sort of normalcy. Yeah. But
it's also great. You have to actually be amazed with her, how good she's doing with this character. She said on her Talk is Jericho interview, if you haven't listened to it, you need to listen to it. It's really good. She's never been a heel before, ever. This is her first time ever being a heel.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that explains everything.
Good job, Britt. Very good job, Britt. What are you saying,
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that explains everything.
Yeah. It was Kenny's idea to turn her heel.
Well, Kenny's a very smart man.
He is. Can we safely say Kenny is basically, he's like the Fit Finlay of what the WWE women's division was, correct?
I wouldn't
go that far.
I wouldn't go that far, man.
He's kind of like, while we can praise him for that stuff, we also have to, we got to hold him accountable for the state of the women's division.
True.
That 9-year-old man.
True. Well, I just meant in a more of a sense of he's the one that's kind of the point person for the whole.
I don't know. At first, he wasn't doing a very good job.
But I also feel there's an interview he did recently where he's kind of saying that he's kind of upset about the lack of time the women are getting. So maybe it's out of his hands.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I believe I saw the same interview that you were referring to. And yeah, he said, he's like, how much can you really do with 5 minutes of television? Like, there's only so much character work and stuff you can get over when you don't, if there's no fucking time to do anything, then what, I mean, he's right. He's right in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just weird because he's used to training Joshi. He's not used to training Eastern wrestling to women, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not even used to training American women.
Well, Dustin's doing most of the training.
Mm.
Yeah, Dustin has
That's good.
He actually has a women's training class that he holds before Dynamite.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of ironic, don't you think?
All right, Alanis, more so.
Being Gold Dust and shit.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe. Oh man, okay. I was about to say something from a match, but we'll wait.
But wait, I'm also MJ. I know you said you've been watching a lot of the TNA. Well, actually, you've been watching a lot of the Asylum days. You said.
Yeah.
Did you recognize what's her face who was doing the makeup, or she was in the office with Britt? I know she wasn't from the Asylum days, but she's still.
She's from. You know, at first, and it's really weird. I know this kind of sounds stupid. I thought that was Matt Hardy's wife for a minute. I was like, wait the fuck a minute. Because I didn't hear that her name was Rebel, not Reba,
Right.
and I was like, wait a minute, okay, she's calling her the wrong name.
Yeah, Britt was just being, Britt.
Right.
But yeah, I recognized her and everything, and I think she did a better job than Britain.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like that when she did that. She said she just called her Britt, and Britt was like, it's Dr. Britt Baker.
I like how they just revised her whole doctor's office. There's no way her doctor's office looks like that. With all those pictures, there's no way.
Oh, no, yeah, no way. No
The
way.
picture of her at Double or Nothing, that might be real on her stuff, but...
Right.
In that Jericho interview, she said at first she was a little upset that people were doing the whole, using her being a doctor because, she said that she spent, years trying to earn that. And then it's like people was making a joke of it. And so then when she turned heel and she could do it, it made her feel better about them using it.
Interesting. Before we get to the main event, Dustin versus Lance Archer, some of the things that we haven't discussed yet. We had I know there was one thing that we missed. Oh, we didn't really discuss the whole Inner Circle flim flam.
Or the Shawn Spears match.
Or the Shawn Spears match, which, I mean, for me personally, I don't know if it's just me being a curmudgeon or whatever. I mean, I get the flim flam thing is fun, but I don't know. I guess maybe it's just because I don't fucking understand TikTok. So maybe that's why it just goes over my head. But what about you, MJ? It's fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I love that they're having a good time and they're not taking themselves seriously. But I just don't like TikTok. That's my whole thing. But what about you?
No more flim flam.
Oh no.
Just no fucking more flim flam. This was a good bubbly bunch. It was because of all the people that were on it. Lou Ferrigno, dude. Like, really?
Oh,
Lou
you're right.
Ferrigno.
You're right.
Corey
Wait.
fucking Taylor.
Stop. Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, the original Hulk, was on AEW Dynamite with a fucking taser that derived from Scott Hall tasing Goldberg.
It's such a weird, like, why? But
Dude,
I mean, I love it.
Gabriel
I love it.
Iglesias? What?
And also, I want to correct myself because I know, Kyle, you were chiming in. This wasn't a flim flam. This was the Manitoba Melee.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Well, I have to get that right. I just want it for.
Oh, and did anyone
history
catch
purposes.
Jericho's dad in there too?
Yes.
Yeah. Vicky Guerrero, Kevin Smith.
Vicky Guerrero was great.
Jay Silent Bob's in there. I mean,
Yep.
talk about star power in one little fucking
Seriously. Yeah, now they can say that Hulk was in AEW. When people, they're like, whoa, Hulk Hogan? No. Hulk was in AEW. And they're like, what are you, fucking what? Huh?
Corey
video.
Taylor.
At first, it
Corey
kind
Taylor.
of confused me, but then I was like, oh, wait, I forgot Jericho and Lou Ferrigno have a relationship.
Yeah. I love him on, so I know that you said, I mean, obviously he's known for the Hulk, but I fucking, King of Queens, he was fucking, what's his name's neighbor. He's so good on that show. But
That's a good show.
It is a good show. We'll see. I guess, I mean, they're going to be doing stuff live next week, so I guess this is going to be the ending of the whole Flim Flam and Manitoba Melee. Maybe we'll get a T-shirt out of it. I don't know, but either way. And then there was a Shawn Spears versus Baron Black, which this is a notable match because what was it, MJ? You said that, or no? I know he used the sharpshooter, but when was it? It was afterwards. Did he ask for permission afterwards, or was it before?
Before.
One of you guys mentioned.
He got permission from Bret Hart.
That's weird that he would just go. I mean, they're both Canadian. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like there's a lot of guys.
You know how Bret is with Canadians, dude. If you're a Canadian, he's gonna do whatever he can for you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's been some Rock, Stone Cold, fucking.
Is this Baron Black's first match, Kyle?
Not well on AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he get so much clearance to make it a match?
What do you mean?
He lit up. He was lighting up. Baron Black was lighting up Shawn Spears almost that whole match with chops. You see his chest, man. It just looked like it was just a regular match. It wasn't, this is a new guy. It just looked like it was a regular match.
I don't know. I didn't get that impression. I mean, I thought Spears kind of handled him relatively easy.
You didn't see when I don't know if he for real got mad, but Baron did something to him. I forgot what he did, but then Shawn, after he got like really pissed at him or something. I don't know. But then that doesn't make sense because then it's taped, so why would they leave that on the program? So therefore, I don't know. That's just weird. He must have some seniority because he was doing more than anyone else would do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the first time that I've seen him on AEW TV. Now,
that's what I'm saying.
It could be potential that he's been on Dark and I missed him, but
or he must be like labeled a great worker that he doesn't need that kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And to be honest, I mean, I feel like I've never seen any of his matches prior, so
nope.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like and pretend that I know who the guy is. I really don't. So I'll have to go check him out, and so I'll get back to you on that. And I encourage everyone else to. If you don't know who Baron Black is, go watch some of his matches. I mean, if you enjoyed the one that he had with Shawn Spears, fucking go check him out. Why not? Right? We all have time on our hands right now.
Right.
Us non-essential people, not Kyle. Kyle's essential.
I'm very essential.
You are very essential. You're essential to the podcast, to us, and to also I guess you're not really essential to the main event. But let's talk about the main event because we haven't gotten to that yet. We had Dustin Rhodes versus Lance Archer in the this was another. This was the semifinal matchup, and I don't know. I mean, there weren't really too many surprises. They did throw there were some curveballs in there with the whole towel gimmick, but and I gotta say, I don't know how you feel about it, Kyle, but were you surprised that they used blood during this match?
It's a Rhodes match.
That's a good point. That is a good point. I didn't consider it though, but I mean, like it's a pandemic. Like there's fucking. Are you really going to be like bleeding all over everything right now? And there's I don't know. That again, that just goes back to me being just a fucking nervous Nelly about things. But
thing that surprised me the most though was that moonsault by Lance Archer.
Oh man,
that was great.
Yes,
because he's done that for years.
Right, but it's still so. I don't know. I was still surprised to see it, and that late in the match too.
He didn't even do none. He's got way more in his arsenal. He didn't even use it. Like he's got the.
He still has used the EBD claw.
Yeah, he used that. I'm just saying he didn't use none of his like high risk moves that he usually does. There's a move that he does. He did it on Dynamite where he kind of does the big splash that Vader does, but then he turns around and does the leg drop with it.
Okay. Oh, from the corner, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't use that.
What about the finish? I was actually surprised at. Can you him just grabbing the guy's fucking head and bashing it into the ground? Is that something that he did?
That's the EBD claw, man. Everybody dies claw.
Holy shit!
I thought it was something different.
Nope. That was his finisher, and He had two finishers in New Japan.
It was
Yeah,
more,
the Everybody Dies, which was when he gets them on the corner and puts up their arms and puts them front, and then he has the EBD claw.
Right. What were you saying, Kyle?
I thought the EBD claw was different. Like in New Japan, it was more like a mandible claw.
Yeah, well, now they have it for more stuff. They have him slam their head now.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
just pins them with their knee on their throat.
that was brutal, man.
And I'm going to shout out to Archer. Thank you for forearming that dude in the beginning of the match.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I wanted.
That was obviously like what he used to do to the young lions.
Dude, when he was Young Lions, he just leveled people around the ring.
Yeah.
Level. And I was telling him, like, man, I tweeted him, like, you better give Dustin that elbow, man. That forearm. I want to see it.
One of the things I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it, was with the whole, towards the finish, with the whole towel thing where, Cody came out, he was going to throw it, but then Dustin
QT did. QT was going to throw it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Cody was out there, and he ended up, they didn't throw the towel in, right? He pulled the towel back. Dustin ended up getting fucked up more than the finish came.
Dude,
Fine.
that visual of Archer pulling Dustin away, that was amazing.
Yes.
It was. They did a phenomenal job. This was a really good main event, and it really didn't even matter that the whole thing that there wasn't any kind of audience. Like that didn't even faze me. Like that during this match, I was just locked in. But like what I want to ask you guys, and I don't know if it's like some sort of like if it means anything, but the whole towel incident with Cody and MJF, and that ended up having, that was where kind of MJF turned. Do you think that this is, I'll go to you, MJ, first. Do you think that them using the towel was just kind of like another symbolic, just like another kind of little like Easter egg symbolizing that there is going to be a turn coming up in the horizon with Cody?
I like where your thought process is going, but this is what I'm getting from it. Okay, I think Cody was the one that wanted to throw the towel in. I think he took that towel and he was asking Dustin, you want me to do it. You want me to throw this towel in. I don't think it's a callback from that because I think they're just trying to push Archer as I can demolish someone to the point where someone else has to throw the towel for me. So I think that's where they were getting to with that because Dustin was way beyond fucked up. That match, because when I saw the time that match started, which is around 9:35, I think I clocked it in that. I was like, man, this is going to be it's kind of a long match. And they did the wrestling essentials and everything. The towel thing, I think at first I was like, oh man, come on, stop using towels. But then I thought about it. I was like, okay, they're just trying to push Archer. Dustin's fucked up, so
right.
That's what I got.
But they haven't used a towel since then, right? This is the only other time I've seen them. Yeah, okay. What about you, Kyle? Did you what were your thoughts on the match?
Highlight where you're going with it, Brian. Do you think Cody wanted to throw it in?
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting because MJF tweeted Cody later that night and said, and tagged him and said, "I saw that towel, hypocrite."
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it could be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm part of the crew that thinks that there will be eventual heel turn from Cody.
Agreed. Yeah. And this was another thing too, and tell me if I'm making this up or not. Were they calling him Cody Rhodes on the air? There was a bunch of chirping of people saying that, hey, did you hear them calling him Cody Rhodes on TV?
I thought I heard it.
Really? The only thing I saw was that this is the move name. The Crossroads, he never put that H in there. I'm pretty sure he never put that H in there.
No, it's always had an H in it.
It has? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard.
That's why all the roads do it.
There you go.
But yeah, that wouldn't be the only slip up on there. I don't know if it was on y'all's version, but on the Fight version during Jimmy Havoc's match, there's a part where if you listen closely, you can hear somebody in the crowd saying, "Get him, Jimmy fucking Havoc."
Oh no. That's awesome.
And Sean Spears was throwing those middle fingers too.
Yep.
You see him cough at Billy Gunn and
oh no.
He coughed and give him the
I think
finger.
this whole with Spears being one of the only people part of the small crew that's there. I think this is really helping him.
Definitely.
As well.
He doesn't
Definitely.
even have to hold it with him.
No, that's a very good point. But no, I mean this was a really good episode of Dynamite. It sets up the whole finals, which we, I think this is what everyone kind of predicted, but we all had our crazy different theories. I know personally, I thought Darby was going to take the whole thing, but in the end, I know we had the same bracket. Unfortunately, we had the same bracket. But MJ, where's your bracket at right now?
It's 100%.
Shut the fuck up.
100%.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. 100%. I knew it was going to happen from the jump. I knew.
So who do you have winning?
I have Archer winning.
You have Archer. Wow. All right, fine. Well,
and for my last thing for this episode, well, it's not really for this episode, is that there were information that came out that Tony Khan was doing all of these episodes on the fly, which means that there was nothing set up for any of these, that all this was just on the fly written.
Wow. I mean, kudos to him. I mean, that's a lot of work. I mean, they taped what? This is how many episodes did they tape in that? It wasn't just one fucking sitting.
4 or 5 episodes, because it was for a month. So
that's crazy. Well, I mean, good job, Tony. Thank you for this, because this has been fucking, and there were some, there were some enhancement matches, but I mean that happens on regular shows. So this was a fucking great job.
And I give him more kudos from what's happening outside of the ring. How they're still making these storylines go, and even making new ones without even putting it on the program.
No, that's a really good point. And Kyle, do you know? I know we kind of glossed over it, but for the matches next week, what so far have they announced?
Mox and Frankie Kazarian, Cody and Joey Janela, and Kenny Omega, Matt Hardy versus the Sex Gods, Chris Jericho,
and now it's a street fight.
And it's a street fight at that.
Okay.
I feel like there was something else, but I can't recall it.
I don't.
Not that I can think of. But also we haven't discussed anything that happened on BTE, but we'll just talk about the big fucking takeaway.
Wait a minute. Wait, Wardlow will be in action too.
Oh, Wardlow. Okay. Is he? So he's not going to be wearing a suit?
I don't think so.
Damn it. Well, that's okay. So on BTE, guys, we had in the sky in giant letters, we had BTE written up. BTE. We had FTR written out in. Or was it just in the clouds? I'm very confused. Or was it? Are we supposed to believe that a plane did that, or like was it or was it chemtrails? What the fuck was it?
It's clouds.
It's clouds.
It's supposed to be a plane did it.
What'd you say?
It's supposed to be like a plane did it.
Okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously they're on their way. Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardwood. When do you think they show up?
I think they'll be announced during the tournament.
During the tournament? What do you mean? Oh, the finals?
Yeah, the tag.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The tag thing they're doing.
What tag thing?
I thought they were doing the tag tournament or some shit to face the tag team champions at.
No.
Oh wait, sorry, different company.
Who are you talking about?
I was talking about Noah. My bad.
Oh yeah, it's easy to get them mixed up.
But I think Caleb Conley and Zane Riley will show up next week. Oh wait, wrong.
Come on. At this point, they just need to not come to AEW because they're Steelers.
No, I'm gonna say either next week or at Double or Nothing.
Oh God.
Okay.
That's the most common fucking answer ever, Kyle.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at the next pay-per-view after Double or Nothing.
Set up the match for the Bucks.
Do they have their 90 day, or is that not?
No,
They don't have one.
They got immediate releases.
Do you know where they're stationed at right now? What state they're in?
North Carolina. right where Caleb Conley and Zane Riley are.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to tell you this.
Yeah, dude, just get them both. One's the Revolt, one's just the Revolt, and then, you face each other for the names. And...
Can you imagine if they swerve us and FTR is actually Caleb Conley and Zane Riley?
Oh my God, that's
not going to happen. That will not happen because Caleb Conley's in NWA.
Can you imagine that? That'd be funny as shit.
But you know what also is kind of fucked up too is that Caleb Conley and Chris Statlander are like a real life thing too. I mean, not that like they're dating, so like not that Chris would have any kind of it's not like she could be like, hey, you guys shouldn't use that name because my boyfriend's been using it. Like no, yeah. I know, but
I'm an alien.
It's still weird. Yeah, and I'm an alien. So...
I'm sorry, I hate her gimmick.
No, come on.
I hate it. No,
I have a Chris Statlander alien shirt. Thank you.
Too much. It's
you
much.
have a Chris shirt?
Yeah, I have her blue alien AEW shirt.
Hell.
If I wanted to see someone act like an alien, I'd watch early '80s WWF. So
well, I hope you've enjoyed your time on the podcast.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna drink water, but I know how to do a suplex. Get the fuck out of here.
There you go. Before we wrap things up, one thing that broke, I guess while we were about to record this podcast, was that Mr. Curtis Axel got future endeavored. So he is no longer with the WWE. So, Kyle, where do you see Joe Hennig, a.k.a. Curtis Axel, well, actually, a.k.a. Joe Hennig, where do you see him landing?
Hopefully far away from AEW.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, now.
I just don't like. He's always been boring to me. I've never.
No, he wasn't. Not when he was with Paul. Get out of here.
Stop lying.
Yeah, he was a Heyman guy.
Borefest.
Oh man, what about you, MJ?
I want to see him in NWA. I think he's going to be there.
Excuse me. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. I was like, I had a hiccup. I was saying, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, his father was deceased during the tenure of NWA, so I really think that he is going to take his wrestling abilities to where Georgia.
Right. I want to see him go back. I want to see him wear the singlet. And it doesn't look like he can grow his hair out like his dad could. It looks like it's a little lacking in that department.
I mean, I haven't even seen him in ages. I don't.
He was wearing leather pants in WWE.
Oh yeah, B Team.
Yeah. B Team, go.
Yeah, let's put these second generation superstars and not give them shit.
You know what I mean? You know what I do want to see them do, and I know this isn't a WWE podcast, but fucking let's do, now that he has the belt, have Jinder and fucking Drew have a little mini feud.
Yes,
why not?
Please.
I quit.
Come on.
Jinder Mahal is the most worthless fucking wrestler in the world.
I know, but 3MB, man.
Spend money in the bank and cash in on McIntyre.
Yes.
Maybe you can be like Muhammad Hassan and get a bunch of fucking...
Oh, that's hateful.
Yeah, fuck
That's hateful. Let's fucking wrap this up. Let's get to let's get to some plugs and anything that you guys want to get out there. I'll go to you, Kyle, first.
Join the Facebook group AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion on Facebook. Find us, search the groups, and just join us and answer the questions. We'll decide whether or not to let you enter. Join the AEW Discord if you're a fan of Discord. Discord.gg/AEW. Listen to Marked Out Wrestling podcast. Well, you're already listening to it, but continue to support them and all their other shows as well. And if you ever need sound and lights for any fucking reason whatsoever, you hire Carmen Childers AV Tech.
Yes. And there was one other thing too. What was recently on so why don't you give a plug there, so if anyone wants to check that out.
Yes, I was recently on a episode of the Wrestle Forum podcast, and you can find that on the No Holds Barred the No Holds Barred network on YouTube and on any of your podcast platforms that you use. Support them and support their AEW podcast called All Elite Podcasts.
But don't support it more than this one.
Yes. Or equally. I don't know.
Yeah, equally. Yeah, support them all. How about you, MJ? Are you wrestling your microphone right now?
Oh no, I'm not.
Are you standing for your plugs?
I am.
Nice.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm sitting down.
Okay. Right.
My plugs for this week. We have made a new sister group. It is called Independent Wrestling World, where we will be showcasing a bunch of independent people. We want all the names to be out there during this troubled time, and that's going to be a very good group that we're going to be working on and everything. Get New Japan World to watch your favorite Jay White matches.
True.
You know, he needs the revenue, he needs the royalties, and that's and listen to this podcast.
Yeah, listen to this fucking podcast. Go subscribe. All Elite Hour.
Also, if you like independent wrestling,
The fuck, man.
check out independent wrestling TV.com. Use promo code SHW for 5 free days. Or if that doesn't tickle your fancy, subscribe to PirateSlam.tv and use promo code NoHoldsFree for a 30-day free trial.
There we
Now
go.
they just forgot about my fucking independent plug, man. What the fuck?
No, come on. You'll get it. No, you'll get it. What do you got?
That's what I said. My independent wrestling group.
Oh, that one. I see.
So they're plugging other people.
Also,
hey, we're yeah.
Don't hinder the gender.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
The modern day Maharaja. All right, well, guys, thank you for listening. Kyle and MJ, as always, thank you guys for your time. This is always fun, and I always look forward to talking some AEW with you guys. So thank you for taking time out of your days. And Kyle, did you have one more thing that you wanted to say?
Something about Jay White being terrible.
Oh, bitch.
Can't remember.
You had to go there.
And remember, ladies and gents, if you're not breathing in, you're missing out.
Goodbye. And good.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by YouRecord Studios and from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle RavePro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.